Hi, she's Trixie, and I'm Sarah, and this is Our Yarn World, a place where we come to share the love of yarn crafts and all that it gives us and what we hope it gives you. We're on episode 172 today, and we are starting our journey of the year of Situate Stress Month. And in April, it is the national month to recognize how anxiety and stress can be super impactful on our minds, our bodies, and our social and emotional interactions. And so we are here as hobbyists of the yarn crafting community, just saying we are able to have the grounding nature of this hobby be a stable, consistent, and therapeutic part of not only our lives but yours. That if you're needing something that can help you manage your anxiety, your stress, even depression, or any sort of whether it's just current season of life to maybe a crippling mental illness, the repetition and beauty of a craft and a hobby such as yarn crafting is that you're quite literally crafting with colors. It's a physical thing that you get to see come to life. I think about the fact that when I gave my kids crayons or I give them markers, that is color come to life. But with yarn, it's something that becomes three-dimensional. We get to see it build. We get to see it come from just a skein to something bigger than what it was before.
And remember when your kids, when they were younger, used to call your crochet hook a magic wand?
They used to. So the reality is that if we look at it as something, sometimes I think there's been studies to say that the repetition, I think we've looked into this, the repetition of the craft itself is therapeutic in and of itself, but it's also grounding because it helps not only take a physical aspect of kind of getting your body and your mind to work together towards something, but you're physically having to touch it, feel it, and that can help your senses refocus. And it is something that you are sitting normally in one location, but you're productive, and it is and that can sometimes not be always possible to feel like that's how it is when you're on your computer or writing something down or working on homework or office work. You might be sitting, but you're active in a different way. It can be overstimulating, whereas this can be just very chill, therapeutic, and it's just one step at a time, one stitch at a time, just one moment at a time. You get to just enjoy it. So join us for this part of the month where we normally just kind of do the silliest things. We like to just kind of explore new things, new ideas, just kind of have fun. So we are going to share with you today a haul we did.
Well, she is. I wasn't able to bring all my stuff. We're having some pretty rough weather today, and I wasn't going to expose all my yarn to the outside elements because it's either going to be really windy or it's going to be really rainy, and so I'm just not going to
worry about it.
You guys will know by the look of my blanket when it's done. I didn't even bring my blanket today because I didn't want to expose that either. But I also wanted to add that Stitch Away Stress Month could also be not only for yarn works, but it could also be for anybody who works with fabric. You're stitching one fabric to another. And I know personally of some people who love to do slow stitching or quilting or however you stitch, and embroidery. And so you never know how much it benefits you until you're just sitting down there and just letting your mind work on those projects and thinking about nothing else.
Yeah.
And letting that stress just
Melt
go
away.
away.
Yep.
You know? So I just wanted to let you know that whatever kind of stitching you're doing, you can go right along with us for this whole month. Now there's 5 Wednesdays this month, so you're going to be able to see 5 episodes of this. So that's an awesome deal also. So yeah. So yeah, we were able to go to, well, let me just preface this with thank you for the comments last week. Our friend Judy let us know that she went to Joann's on Sunday. And
Our local Joann's.
yeah, and she found that rust color that Sarah was looking for. So we were able to go, and we were able to get each of us a cart full of yarn. And right now it's 25% off. So we were able to get another cart full of yarn, each of us, and to finish our projects with. So now we'll be able to get each of our blankets done, and it will be big twist and whatever, you know, however are you doing yours mostly big twist, or is it going to be other yarns as well?
The blanket itself that I am creating right now is Big Twist and Red Heart.
Okay.
The rest of the crafts I will be creating for Stitch Away Stress Month is mostly going to be out of Big Twist, though.
Yeah, yeah. So, I will let you see the beautiful, beautiful colors she was able to get. Now, the stores are getting emptier and emptier. Some of the aisles we couldn't even go down. They got them blocked off now. There was only one aisle of yarn, and it was, you know, the 2 sides and then the boxes in between that have the yarns on them. But
And part of the back wall, otherwise everything else was
yeah, and so they're blocking off some of the parts of the store now because there's nothing left. And so we were just able to get there, get what we needed, and, you know, we keep saying it's our last trip, but
The only reason I came back was because I was able to get that tip.
yes,
That
yes.
that our local location actually had the rest that I was looking
And
for.
so we want to thank you for that tip, because the comments are great for us, and we want you to know that we appreciate everyone who does that.
Yeah, no, I only went back because I was notified
Yeah.
that the rest was there, and it was a whole column that was
Thank
completely
goodness.
full. So it was a blessing to have that ability to go and get that. So I think my mom counted how many skeins I bought. Do you remember the number? Was it 27?
I was thinking 27.
So let me see if I can show it off. This is the first bag. So I got a lot of the rust, but I got a lot of other colors too.
Isn't that pretty?
So that's the first bag. There are browns in there. Not all of it's rust. So that, like, this is brown. These are the rust. These are 2 pinks, a yellow, and a red. And then over here, I did get more pastels. So I'll just show these to you. This is a mint green. This is kind of like a,
Almost like a creamsicle.
yeah, a creamsicle orange. These just are not, they're sitting on top. They're not a part of the huge bundle that I have.
Look at all the beautiful colors.
A lot of them are just, you know, greens, purples, oranges, pinks, blues, greens, yellows. And the reason why I chose these specific colors were because we're going on Easter, and I told you that I really wanted to do some Easter projects. Now, having the rust, and the reason I bought so much, if you've been following, I'm working on a blanket. I have all the other skeins in the blanket in Red Heart. I chose Big Twist for that one, for the rust, because it's the only one that kind of fit the vision that I was looking for. And at the time, Joann's wasn't going out of business when I just chose a skein. So I just assumed I can come back for more when I needed it. I just know. And then during the course of everything with Joann's going out, I tried to go back. They just didn't have it. I just accepted my losses. I tried to wash my hands of it because the reality was Big Twist, the brand, is owned by Joann's. Joann's has their own website, but it is no longer functioning because locations are just being inundated with so many deliveries from the warehouses that they're not actually knowing what they're getting. So there's no way to be able to keep up with that on the website, to be able to be like, hey, this specific location has this. There's no way to do that. They just can say, this is what the deals are going on. We just can't tell you what location has what.
Yeah.
So that's all that Joann's website is doing. Then when you go to Big Twist website, their online store is on Amazon. So if you go to bigtwist.com, it's just going to have a link that says if you want to purchase these yarns, so they will show you all the yarns that they have, but the way to purchase it is a link that will take you to Amazon. But Amazon is selling Big Twist yarns. I'm talking skeins literally this size, the standard size, at $18 because of demand right now. There's so many people like ourselves that are trying to get their hands on the yarn before it goes out, because we all like it and it does good work. It holds up well. It has vibrant color. It feels nice. It's a good acrylic, a crafting yarn, and we are sad to see it go because, as you can see, it has a lot of variety. And you learn that when a color such as even like that rust, clay, sort of burnt brown orange, well, here's where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
When you're looking for it, other yarns like Premium or Red Heart or Brunette are only gonna have, like, Brunette had like a redwood version. Premier, I think is what it's supposed to be called, not has like one that's called terracotta. There's a Red Heart has one that's called like burnt orange, like burnt carrot or something like that. And again, they're nice colors, but they're not the same. They don't have the same dyeing formula. And sometimes the materials they're using, they don't have the same acrylic materials, or they don't twist their yarn the same, or they prefer to have much more of a sheen to them more than a matte finish. And so that matters when you're trying to do yarn chicken and figure out something, and it just isn't coming out as well. And these are statistics, from my personal opinion, exactly what I needed, you know. And so to go anywhere else was going to be a huge investment into something that really was going to not show what I wanted in the blanket. So I'm grateful. Thank you again, Judy, for showing me that there was, because again, I had no plans to ever go back because I didn't have what I needed, and the store is depressing now, and I just don't want to be there. I'm just not gonna lie, I just don't want to. But I figured that if I was gonna be there, because I had the money, there was no reason not to get as much as I could. And that leads to the next projects I wanted to talk about, which is the impractical projects. Welcome to my corner and where I shine. Because here's the reality. A lot of times my mom makes practical projects such as dishcloths, blankets, even wearables like scarves and hats, and look at how amazing she is. She's just great. I'm over here just making puff balls and just anything that just makes me smile.
Amigurumi and keychains
and toys, and just things that are just like fun. Why?
They're fun.
Because I can.
Yeah.
The answer is always because I can, so I'm gonna.
Yeah.
And we are going into Easter. I feel like a broken record, but if you've been following, I've been trying to figure out a whole bunch of things as to why I'm dealing with shipments from Amazon being weird. By the way, they charged me twice. You know, the whole situation where where I got double of the same shipment.
Yeah.
It was $10 for one thing of safety eyes and the bookmark that I got. I was charged $10 and whatever odd cents I had. I think it was $10.71. I found that on my banknote. A couple purchases later, you can see that Amazon charged me the same price. It double acknowledged that I it's like it accepted it, but then the page must have glitched and accepted it twice, so it accepted 2 payments that when I only asked for one, doubling the shipment to double the amount because I did pay for it even though it only originally acknowledged one payment. It did come through that it had taken twice out of my bank account.
So you can open the stuff now.
I'm just keeping it. I gave the bookmark to my friend, and I'm going to use the safety eyes. I just was concerned that I hadn't paid for it, but apparently I had, because they charged me twice. They didn't just say, "Oh, this is 21.30 or whatever it would have been." Or 21.40 something. They just made it 10.71. Oh, the page glitched out. Let's charge you again and send you double. Yay! So I'm able to use the stuff. Great. If you remember last year, I found a pattern by a fantastic Etsy shop, a store owner, crafter, that has patterns for Peep Cheeps and Peep bunnies, so like the marshmallows.
Yay.
I'm making those again. I have a whole bunch of colors for that, but I am also making Easter eggs, and I bought puffy paint for my kids to decorate the Easter eggs so that they can hand out fun Easter eggs to everyone.
Nice.
I will make some and they will make some.
Yeah.
So I got puffy paint to do that. Next, this is the stuff I'm so excited to share because I can't wait. I know my mother-in-law is going to love this. I'm making tulips, so like a bouquet of tulips, like from Amazon. And oh my god, I love everybody. Thank you for my twisted tongue. This is Pinterest. This is an image from Pinterest. Those are not real tulips. Those are fake tulips. I saw someone, wow, filter, figure it back out. Wow, it just turned a really weird color. Just, wow. Okay, there we go. I just bought wooden dowels, and you just make a cup shape. You increase as if you're doing a sphere, and then you stop at the peak and just keep going straight up. At the point in which you started the project, the magic circle, you will poke one of these through. I'm probably going to snap these in half, but poke one of them through. I'm going to use E6000 on it, keep it in. I will stuff it, and then I'm going to fold it once, pinch it, and in the middle I will tie it, turn it 90 degrees, pinch it again, tie it right there, and then tie the 4 little corners.
Oh.
So it's gonna be like that little cup shape.
Yeah.
With the proper little, and that will be and then the reason why I brought so much green, I'm gonna cover the stem.
Yeah.
With the and I'm also gonna make little leaves that come up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use the E6000 to hold that down. And then there's going to be some tulips in there.
Aww.
And then, dude, I am so unorganized. If you knew what I had to go through last night, you'd understand why I'm a little...
And this morning.
But I'm also making chocolate bunnies. I'm crocheting chocolate bunnies. I'm so excited about this. I even bought ribbon. Like, this is like an iridescent. This is a wired, like plaid, green and white and
Orange. Is it
orange? Yes, green, white, and orange. So it kind of looks like carrot. Then I got just a plain blue, a baby blue and white plaid. And then I got one that had Easter eggs on it.
Oh yeah, cool.
And I'm gonna tie it around the bunnies
Yeah.
and my bows. I'm also gonna do it on the on the tulips because I have tissue paper and I'll make little bundles.
Awesome.
And I'm making the peeps. So it's gonna have peeps. It's gonna have Easter eggs that the kids will have made with me. And here's the thing: if we find rocks, they can use the puffy paint on rocks and make Easter eggs. I'm just gonna be a crafting fool with the kids, and the tulips and the chocolate bunnies. That's what I plan to do, because these are reusable decorations. These are memories being made. With my Easter on my husband's side of the family is going to be much more stressful than normal, as my sister-in-law is going to be going for another heart surgery. So the following Monday after Easter, so we are not doing our normal plans. So having something where it's not just something where it just is just fun for the sake of fun, without it being a whole bunch of chocolate, a whole bunch of stuff that there's gonna have to be a bit of a fast getting ready for the surgery. So I don't know when we have to cut off eating, but there's a level of let's just do something that still represents the fun of Easter without it needing to be the chocolates and the marshmallows and all the treats and all the stuff. Let's make it fun, you know. I also found for the kids these, so at Joann's. So these are like, it's just a little puffy, stuffy with a general outline, and then these are fabric markers so that they can draw in the bunnies. But this was a very interesting idea. So the idea is, if you can see, these are little yarn pom-poms. And then there's all this, these items that they can stick on with glue to make them like little pom-pom fairy doodads, whatever. I thought that that was an interesting idea just in general. That with making yarn pom-poms, they could make different things with them. Now, obviously, these are a preset pack, so they already have the pom-poms and stuff inside, and then you just do it.
That would be easier.
But I like the idea that if I were to make a whole bunch of pom-poms, they could just craft with felt that I have left in the house. Beads can just be put on it. The puffy paint could be like, there's a lot of things that can be done. So I might just make more of them so that if they really like them, I just have a little bit extra, and others at the table when I pull these out for their bags can also be part of the fun.
Because her kids love crafting.
So they live with it all around them. They they do. So yeah, I'm just excited. Oops, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm just excited for where there's so much being serious and so much about Easter that is, you know, can be emotional, especially with how some celebrate it and how they reflect on it. To sometimes it's hard because we're coming together with family that it can be a hard time of the year, because depending on whether you're harmonious with your family or not, there's ways that you can bring joy and love and fun into it that can kind of just be spontaneous and fun. And guess what? If you don't have a lot of money to buy Easter baskets, filling stuff, if you have yarn,
You can
you
just
can
make
just
it.
make stuff. Just make even just little pom-poms. Glue some stuff onto them, make them fun.
Yeah.
You can string it up and make some decorations.
Oh,
yeah. You can crochet egg shapes. Stuff it with whatever you have. You can chop up some old socks that are clean and stuff it. I don't care.
I save all my little yarn ends
Uh-huh.
in a bag and use that as stuffing.
You can, and you can, and if with another string of yarn, you can stitch on the outside the decorations of the eggs.
Yeah.
You know, do yarn embroidery on top of it.
Ooh.
And just decorate with different types of French knots or make flower petals and just different, like, just have fun. None of this has to be serious.
It's
not like
it's Stitch Away Stress Month.
There's
take away the stress.
So the idea is just to be spontaneous. Nothing has to be perfect.
No.
You can make Easter egg bunnies. Just an Easter egg. Do the little nose with some whiskers. Just make some floppy ears and a pom-pom for the butt.
That is so cute.
Just have fun.
Yeah.
If you cannot afford a huge Easter basket, you can crochet something that can still just show some. These could be little party favors for your office. These could just be something that you spontaneous just want to leave at a hospital, on the curb. Just, not to spread germs or anything, just to be like something to spread a smile.
Right.
Because I've seen those things where people decorate rocks and then they place them in different locations around town just to be like, here's a smile for you today.
Yeah.
We can do that with our little crafts.
Yep.
We can just spread some love and cheer. This does not have to be super serious. This does not have to be this does not always have to be practical.
Right.
This can just be for the sake of being. So yes, Chaos Gremlin, I will calm down.
Woo! That ties in so great with the quote that we picked out today, which is, "Be kind, it matters. Kindness is love in action." And we don't have a person that said that. It's just in my book. I don't know who said it, but be kind, it matters. Kindness is love in action.
It's just the thought that counts. As I go on this month, if I figure out other things to share with you guys, I will. I just got most of these materials in the last 24 hours, so I haven't really been able to do much with them. Today I have a little bit of time to just kind of be alone and craft. I need it because it's been nuts. But it will be fun, and it will be just for the sake of fun. And guess what? That's all that it has to be.
That's exactly what it has to be.
So I hope that every single one of you is able to find those ways of just being like, we're just going to have fun for the sake of fun.
Yeah.
We're going to do it just for the sake of doing it. And we're going to... You don't have to worry about wasting yarn, because it's never a waste of time to do whatever it takes to make you smile.
Yeah.
Especially if it's just some fun little craft that can make your life a little easier, to break tension, to allow for it to be something that just kind of is like a throw it on a table and see how people react.
Yeah, the fun stuff.
Just have fun.
Yeah.
Just have fun.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, tell your friends, and comment. We love those comments.
Today wasn't the best episode we've ever made. We were all over the place, but that's the whole thing. Crafting isn't always straightforward. It's not always how we plan it. And yet here we are, still for the same purpose, to spread the love of it and to remind you how important it is.
Yeah.
Because it can provide not only practicality, but it can provide a space for escape. And if that's what you need, you are on the right channel, because that is why we are here.
Yeah.
You know, we are here to spread how crafting can literally be exactly what you need at the exact right time.
Yeah.
And we hope that you come along as we go along this month for Stitch Away Stress Month, and we hope that you stitch your way
To mental health.